Welcome back to the Inner Shift Collective. I'm Nat, an NLP practitioner and mindset coach. This channel is where neuroscience meets spirituality, where I teach you how to reprogram your subconscious, master your emotions, and step into the new identity of your future self. Every single week, we explore the science behind transformation, not just the theory, but the tools that actually do work when your old patterns don't work anymore. Today, we are diving into one of the most misunderstood topics in personal development: why breaking habits isn't about discipline, it's about identity, emotion, and neuro-linguistic programming. Let's start with some truth. You don't have bad days, bad habits because you're lazy or you're broken. You have them because your brain actually loves efficiency. Every single thought or action wires together like a trail in the forest, and the more often that you walk it, the clearer the path becomes. Eventually, it runs on autopilot. That is your subconscious. When you wake up on a morning and you grab your phone and you scroll and get that tiny hit of dopamine, it's not you choosing, it's your nervous system running on a learned loop. In NLP, we call this a strategy, a sequence of internal steps that your brain follows automatically just to reach a certain state. And if you want to really break that habit, you have to interrupt the strategy, not shame yourself just because you're running it. The conscious mind is the goal setter. The unconscious mind is the goal getter. You can't just decide to stop. You have to teach the subconscious that safety and satisfaction exist in the new pattern. Neuroscience shows habits live in a part of the brain that is called the basal ganglia. It's the same area that handles motor memory, like driving or tying shoes. Once a pattern is stored in there, it runs automatically while your conscious mind then can focus elsewhere. That's why when you drive home on autopilot, you barely even remember that journey. The same goes for emotional habits: overthinking, procrastinating, reacting to everything. They're all neurological shortcuts reinforced by emotion and repetition. Your job is not to fight that habit, it's to build a new neural pathway that feels more rewarding than the old one. NLP gives us a map called the logical levels of change. This was created by Robert Dilts, and it explains why most people fail when they try to change their behaviour without actually changing their identity. Here is the hierarchy on screen. If you only ever focus on level 2, behaviour, you'll keep on relapsing. When you actually shift it up to level 5, which is identity, everything else will naturally align. I'm trying to stop smoking still identifies as someone who smokes. I'm becoming someone who breathes deeply and values my health. And that changes the behaviour and it reprograms itself. So when you want to break that habit, ask, who am I becoming when I do this? Who do I want to be instead? That question alone begins rewiring your neurology. Number 1 is pattern interrupt. Your brain actually loves anything that's familiar, so interrupt it. Every single time you feel the urge for an old pattern, move your body differently, stand up, snap your fingers, breathe deeply. Change your physiology and the emotional state shifts instantly. New choices become available because behaviour always follows the state. Number 2 is Swish Pattern, visual recoding. Picture a habit that really triggers you. So for instance, reaching out for junk food. Shrink the image and make it dull and dark. Now create a new image in a bright, powerful setting of your new self eating healthy in a calm and confident manner. Swish the new image forward rapidly so that it replaces the old one, and repeat this 5 times. You're actually teaching the brain that this trigger now means empowerment. Number 3 is anchoring, and this is one of my favourites. Anchor the emotional state you want to replace the habit. So for example, you want to be calm instead of anxious. Recall a time where you actually felt calm and powerful. And as that feeling peaks in your mind, press your 2 fingers together or place your hand on your heart and repeat that several times. So that physical gesture becomes a neural shortcut. So your new button for calm, either this or that, later when the urge actually hits, the anchor will fall on and you override the loop of emotion. Your words are literal code for your subconscious. So when you're saying stuff like, I can't stop, your brain hears that as a command and it just keeps doing it. Replace this with, I used to do that, but now I. The past tense linguistically closes that loop. In NLP, this is called reframing. You shift meaning and the emotion follows. Because emotion is what cements the neural pathway. Change the meaning, change the emotion, will change the behaviour. Breaking habits isn't about who you've been, it's about who you are rehearsing to become. And every single time you imagine your future self making a different choice, you are literally firing new circuits. Repeat this enough and it becomes automatic, just like the old habit once was. You are the programmer, you are not the program. So if this resonates, then you're exactly where you are meant to be. The Inner Shift Collective is a space for people who are done with surface level self-help, ready to rewire their reality from the inside outside. Subscribe, hit the bell, share this with someone who you think may be trying to break their own pattern. Because every single time you reprogram your mind, you shift the collective consciousness too.